Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yang berbahagia Profesor Madya Dr. Isyamuddin Zainuddin, Timbalan Pengarah Institut Pendidikan Matematik Universiti Putra Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Zanari Abdul Majid, Ketua Laboratori Sains Berkomputasi dan Fizik Bermatematik, perangkap pengurusi third Seminar and Workshop on Numerical Analysis 2016. Ketua-ketua laboratori, barisan penceramah, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan seterusnya, para hadirin sekalian. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Alhamdulillah, bersyukur kita kepada Ilahi kerana dengan izinnya dapat kita berkumpul pada hari ini untuk majlis peresmian third Seminar and Workshop on Numerical Analysis. Selamat datang juga diucapkan kepada para peserta ke seminar ini, dan majlis juga ingin merakamkan setinggi penghargaan dan terima kasih di atas kesediaan pada penceramah kerana sudi untuk meluangkan masa menghadiri ke majlis ini untuk berkongsi kepakaran dan pengalaman mereka. Untuk makluman semua, seminar dan bengkel ini adalah penganjuran kali ketiga setelah berjaya menganjur pada 2013 dan 2014. Bagi memberkati majlis kita pagi hari ini, mari kita sama-sama membaca Al-Fatihah. Al-Fatihah. Amin, amin ya Rabbil Alamin. Hadirin sekalian, majlis dengan seketikanya menjemput yang berbahagia Profesor Madya Dr. Isyamuddin Zainuddin, Timbalan Pengarah Institut Matematik, untuk menyampaikan ucapan dan seterusnya merasmikan seminar third Seminar and Workshop on Numerical Analysis. Majlis dengan hormatnya mempersilakan.
Professor Dr. Zanari Abdul Majid, Chairperson of SAWONA, honorable invited speakers, heads of laboratories of INSPEM, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. First of all, let me begin by thanking the organizing committee for inviting me to address and officiate the opening ceremony of this event on behalf of the director. The director is away this morning because of a KPI workshop in Japan. I am pleased to deliver this message in conjunction with the third Seminar and Workshop on Numerical Analysis, SAWONA 2016. I wish to congratulate the organizing committee for taking the initiative to organize this event. I am greatly honored and pleased to welcome all of you to the Institute for Mathematical Research, for short INSPEM UPM. I hope these 2 days of the workshop will provide you with opportunities to do more research collaboration among yourselves and also put forward new ideas. On behalf of INSPEM, I would like to thank our invited speakers, Professor Dr. Norsarahaida, Amin, whom I know from Adelaide. Was Professor Prof or something, I can't remember. Prof. Dr. Muhammad Sulaiman, Prof. Dr. Zanaria, Associate Professor Dr. Rokia, Alliance Rosita Ahmad, and Dr. Norsarahaida Abdul for their contribution. Ladies and gentlemen, as in most areas of research, the rate of expansion of knowledge in the last 2 centuries has been exponential. For instance, MathSciNet, the database of mathematical sciences, for instance, has recorded a number of publications over 3 orders of magnitude increase. With computing age, we also witnessed the growth of areas like numerical analysis. giving computer science the leader age to advance further. Numerical analysis is an area of mathematics and computer science that creates, analyzes, and implements algorithms for solving numerically the problems of mathematics. The importance of numerical analysis is undeniable, given the complexity of scientific problems to be tackled and the rapid development of computer technology, and thus the Institute's interest in this matter. The Institute for Mathematical Research, or INSPEM, is a research institute meant to spearhead research in mathematical sciences. One of our basic aims is to provide a good environment for research in mathematical sciences. Among the things that we do is to bring high-profile mathematical scientists like the invited speakers today to discuss and work together. SAWONA falls into the category of this fertile environment of doing research, and SAWONA is becoming fast tradition in INSPEM. Now we'll be reaching the third in the series. And we hope numerical analysis and discussion in other sciences areas will continue to be a major force in advancing mathematical sciences in the country. It is hoped that through all the discussions and exposure gained in this seminar and workshop, more good research will be produced by INSPEM and collaborators and contribute to the advancement of science, mathematical science in the country. Last but not least, I would like to thank our staff who has actually done a good job in putting up SAWONA. And I think without all the teamwork and hard work, we will not be able to realize this kind of fertile environment for research. So finally, I wish this program a great success and hope that it will be fruitful for all participants. On this note, and in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, now it gives me great pleasure to declare open the third seminar and workshop on numerical analysis, SAWONA 2016. Thank you very much.
Majlis merakamkan ucapan terima kasih pada Yang Bahagia Profesor Madya dan Syamuddin dan di atas ucapan dan perasmian sebentar tadi. Seterusnya, pada hadirin sekalian, bagi meneruskan acara, majlis kita akan bermula dengan seminar yang pertama. Seminar kita yang pertama akan dibentangkan oleh Profesor Dr. Norsarahaida Saidina Amin. Pembentangan ini bertajuk Mathematical Modeling of Blood and Arterial Bifurcation. Sedikit latar belakang mengenai beliau. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Norsarahaida Saidina Amin merupakan profesor dalam bidang matematik aplikasi di Fakulti Sains Institut Teknologi Malaysia Johor. Beliau juga merupakan dekan di Fakulti Sains dan pernah memegang beberapa jawatan pentadbiran di UTM seperti di mana dekan, ketua jawatan dan sebagainya. Beliau mendapat pendidikan tertinggi PhD dalam bidang matematik aplikasi dari University of East Anglia United Kingdom pada tahun 1989. Bidang pendidikan beliau adalah pemodelan aliran bernalur dan pemindahan haba. Tanpa melengahkan masa, majlis menjemput penceramah kita yang pertama iaitu Profesor Dr. Norsarahaida Saidina Amin untuk menyampaikan seminar beliau dengan seperti yang dipersilakan.
Assalamualaikum, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Terima kasih saudara pengisi majlis yang berbahagia, Profesor Madya Dr. Syamuddin, Timbalan Pengarah INSPEM. Ya, tapi saya memang kawan dengan Dr. Syamuddin ni, tapi saya dah tak kenal dia dulu, slim sangat. Kalau nampak memang tak kenal dia, yang tegur. Saya pun sama Dr. Syamuddin, dulu lagi yang berbahagia. Yang berbahagia Prof Zanaria, okey. Jadi saya terlebih ingin mengucapkan setinggi-tinggi terima kasih kepada pihak penganjur SAWONA 2016 kerana telah menjemput saya ke seminar ini, seminar workshop ini. Jadi saya menerima jemputan itu kerana bukanlah kita dipakai, tapi saya nak berkongsi, ya, berkongsi apa yang kami buat. Pihak penganjur Prof pun ada kata apa yang kita pernah buat di MISG. MISG, okay, English kan semua orang faham Melayu, bahasa Melayu. Ya, campur boleh. You cannot. Oh, okay. Speak in English. Okay. So, what I will be presenting today will be a little bit, it was developed first at the Malaysia Mathematics for Industry Study Group. That is a 5-day workshop that is held every year at UTM together with Oxford University, Oxford Center of Industrial and Applied Mathematics, together with UTM. So actually at this workshop, so you are actually, I take this opportunity to invite you to this workshop, which will be held sometime in September 2016. But this year we are going to have it at UTP Petronas on the theme oil and gas. Okay, so what we do there what we did at the workshop and what we are doing is that we get problems from the industry, and we try, the mathematicians try to sort of solve, well, not really solve, but to work on this problem and present the results to the industry after 5 days. Yeah, but the more detailed work and will be has to be carried out later. Okay, so during the workshop, we just present the main ideas or what we think should be the way forward to solve this particular problem. So the topic that I am presenting today evolved or it was initiated from this one of these seminars, one of these MISG. Okay. So this is I would like to share. Like I said today at this session, I won't be talking about the mathematics, how to solve the problem. So I just want to give an overview of the problem and how we tackle it mathematically. So please bear with me if I have some mathematical maybe symbols, wrong symbols, typing error or whatever. Yeah? So let's see. Okay. So the contents of my presentation would be on the motivation. Okay, the disease artery, the intervention procedure. This was put forward to us by a cardiologist at Johor Specialist Hospital, yeah, the group of the KBJ, Dr. Shahrul. So we went to see him and said, Doctor, have you got any well, actually it's not, before that I was his patient. Well, I went to see him because I said I have a problem. You know, I said at that time I was back in 2006. I was the head of department, and I thought I don't want to be the head of department, and what am I going to do? So I went to see the doctor because I said I want to get a medical cert so that I don't have to be the head of department. So, but first I went to see gynae because I don't know whom I'm going to see. My gynae, you know, he delivered 3 of my babies or children through cesarean. So I spent a lot of money on him. So I thought he could just give me you know, the medical cert. So when I talk to the doctor, I'm very, very tense, I'm very stressed, I'm the head of department, can you help me, can you give me a medical cert so that I don't have to be the head of department? He said, oh, okay, maybe you can, I think, he said, what's the problem? So I said, I'm tired, I cannot go up the stairs and so on, you know, such a short of breath. He said, okay, then why don't you see the cardiologist? He said. So he introduced me to this cardiologist, Dr. Shahrul. And so when I met Dr. Shahrul, so he said I have to go through all these tests, yeah, ECG and so on. So to make the story short, so when the next time I saw him, and then he said, okay, you don't have any problem, but we can check your blood next, yeah? Blood, what cholesterol and so on. So he said, come back again. So during that time, I saw his books on the table, and I said, doctor, I'm doing something like that. I said, so that's how how we say, the relationship with him grew, and then when MISG was going to be held, so we went to see him, and we were quite fortunate to have known him because we could get into his operating theatre. You see, not operating theatre, the angiogram, when he performed the angiogram. So we could see, if you want if you want to go there to see, we could, in fact, where the surgeon's robe, the surgeon's robe or surgeon's coat, okay, and we could see him, he explained to us what's going on and so on. So he started like that, okay. So then he came to us twice. So the first problem he introduced to us was that he said, so I'm a cardiologist and I take this angiogram, okay. So like me, when he said, he recommended me because he had checked everything, and he said there's nothing. I had my ECG was not very good. I mean the stress test, the ECG and the stress test. He could see something, but when he checked other thing, I mean the blood and everything is okay. So he said the only thing that I can know what's wrong with you is to do the angiogram. Okay, to see where if there is blockage anywhere. Yeah, so what does a cardiologist do when he look at the angiogram? Okay, so he's just, you know, this angiogram is a picture. I have the picture later. So we have this picture, the angiogram picture, and then he just from the computer, you know, so his operating theatre is inside that, and all the computer outside. So then we look, and he will look at that angiogram picture or diagram or whatever picture, and you won't believe it, just from that the cardiologist or the doctor would say, yes, you are going to be on the operating table going for bypass, or no, you don't have to do it, so on, just like that. So it's very, very scary. You know, just imagine if you are in the hand of a young doctor, no experience. Dr. Shahrul said he's very experienced. He said, I'm very experienced, I know. This one, okay, no bypass. This picture, yes, bypass. I know, I'm always right, he said. But sometimes, but the problem is, he said, sometimes the confirmed cases are very straightforward. So it's in their medical terms, if you see, for example, it says 75 occlusion or 80% occlusion is very easy. It's said just go to bypass. But the problem is when the occlusion is 40% or 50% like that, and you don't know, you know. And these are the people during that time. If you remember, there were a few young actors who suddenly died. If you remember, during the time was Faizal, I think. You remember the drama actor Faizal, I think Nana's husband. Nana's husband, he died. He was young, but he suddenly tumbang. He just fell down. And also, photograph tu, siapa? See, I boleh tahu lagu-lagu, you all tak tahu. Photograph, siapa? You know, the lead singer of Photograph. He died also, very young man, 40 macam tu. So this is the case yang doktor kata dia tak tahu macam mana. Itulah dia kata kalau you boleh, dia kata ni bagus ni kalau kita boleh. Dia punya when they carry out the angiogram is invasion. Maksud he put dye inside, right? So if we do it mathematically, maybe we say it's non-invasive procedure. Jadi kita tak payah masuk. We don't have to put anything in our body because I read also the dye tu sometimes can give adverse effect juga to some people. Okay, anyway, I want to show you. Just be relaxed. I will show you pictures and videos of receivers of the disease artery. So these are, and we see some intervention procedure, and I'll show you some of the mathematical models that we propose and what we are doing, and also the challenges. Yeah. So this is for you, especially. I am a candidate as a applied mathematician. Matematik gunaan ni hari ni saya boleh dengar matematik aplikasi. You just say matematik gunaan, and this not yet. I see the CJ. I say I don't want. And suddenly I decided, oh never mind. The CJ tak jadi. And now I come from there. Now I'm the dean from the ketua jabatan to the timbalan dekan. And that's another story also. When I was the timbalan dekan, I met a timbalan dekan of USN, Professor Saidina, if you know her, and you know her. So she was a timbalan dekan, and she said to me, I timbalan dekan, but I cannot cope. I am very stressed. She said, I was very stressed. I said, I'm also stressed. Said, no, you are not stressed because we can still laugh. She said she's stressed out because she couldn't sleep at night. Very difficult. She said, no, I think that I'm also stressed. It's very difficult to go to sleep. No, she said, you are not stressed. Because you still can laugh. So now I'm the dean. I think I'm stressed out, but maybe no, because I can sleep now. So please pray for my health. Okay. So this is a picture of the disease artery. Yeah. Tak boleh buka ke? Kalau tak boleh buka, there goes my presentation. Macam mana? Boleh buka ke? Tak boleh buka. Semalam, yesterday dekat my computer boleh buka. Sorry.
Cardiac compromise is the blanket term that refers to many kinds of problems with the heart. Just as there are many problems, there are a wide variety of signs and symptoms associated with these heart problems. As an EMT, it is much safer to treat all patients as though they are having a heart problem, rather than diagnose the specific disorder. With that in mind, let's take a closer look at 5 of the most common heart conditions. Coronary artery disease. Coronary artery disease occurs when the coronary arteries are narrowed or blocked, reducing the amount of oxygen delivered to the heart. 2 conditions, atherosclerosis and arteriosclerosis, commonly cause the narrowing or blockage of arteries. Atherosclerosis is a buildup of fatty deposits on the inner walls of arteries. This buildup causes a narrowing of the inner vessel diameter, restricting blood flow. Fats and other particles combine to form plaque. Arteriosclerosis is a stiffening or hardening of the artery wall, resulting from calcium deposits. Often called hardening of the arteries, this condition causes the loss of elasticity, changing blood flow and increasing blood pressure. These conditions can facilitate rough surfaces, making them vulnerable to blockages. A large thrombus can cause an occlusion, or it may break loose to become an embolism and form blockages elsewhere. When blockage occurs, tissues may die, and in certain cases, this can be fatal. Acute myocardial infarction. Acute myocardial infarction occurs when a portion of the myocardium, heart muscle, dies as a result of oxygen starvation. The dead area can no longer pump. This can lead to cardiac arrest, shock, pulmonary edema, or congestive heart failure. In some cases, heart attack patients suffer cardiac rupture as the dead tissue area of the heart muscle bursts open. Medications called thrombolytics dissolve clots that block coronary arteries. Other patients receive an angioplasty, a balloon device, to open the arteries. Aneurysms. Weak spots that dilate are known as aneurysms. When a weakened artery bursts, rapid internal bleeding occurs, and tissues beyond the rupture can be damaged. A rupture of an artery within the brain can result in a severe stroke. If a major artery ruptures, death from shock can occur. Arrhythmia. A malfunction of the heart's electrical system will generally result in an arrhythmia. Electrical disturbances within the heart result in arrhythmias, including bradycardia, abnormally slow, less than 60 beats per minute, tachycardia, greater than 100 beats per minute, or rhythms that are present when there is no pulse, including ventricular fibrillation, ventricular tachycardia, pulseless electrical activity, and asystole. Congestive heart failure, CHF. Congestive heart failure, CHF is a condition of excessive fluid buildup in the lungs and other organs because of inadequate pumping of the heart or a failure of the lungs to function properly. Congestive heart failure can be caused by diseased heart valves, hypertension, or some form of obstructive pulmonary disease. The symptoms of CHF may include tachycardia, shortness of breath, elevated blood pressure, cyanosis, profuse sweating, cool and clammy skin, pulmonary edema, pedal edema, or the coughing up of frothy white or pink sputum. Late signs include engorged pulsating neck veins or enlarged liver and spleen with abdominal distension.
The catheter is first positioned just proximal to the clot. The funnel mouth at the tip of the catheter is then deployed, occluding blood flow with its silicone elastomer on the distal aspect of the funnel. This results in the mouth of the funnel tip being maximally expanded in a radial fashion by the patient's own blood pressure, creating a seal against the arterial wall and arresting blood flow. Cessation of blood flow prevents clot fragments from traveling downstream, greatly reducing the potential for distal embolization. The patient's blood pressure, along with the radial force of the funnel tip, combine to press the device against the arterial wall, anchoring the catheter firmly and safely. The outward expansion of the megabag anchors and centers the device and can be used as an anchor for other devices in crossing tight lesions or tortuous vessels. Once the megabag arrests blood flow, the thrombo wire is inserted through the catheter, advanced through the clot, and deployed distal to the clot. While applying suction with the megabag, the thrombo wire is retracted to simultaneously pull the clot into the funnel mouth and through the catheter. After complete clot removal, suction is discontinued and the catheter tip is undeployed, restoring distal blood flow. Rapid removal of occlusive thrombus with vacuum extraction can accelerate door to balloon time and improve outcomes. 4-feature solution in one device: occlusion, protection, anchoring, and removal.
The simplicity by which the AVS bifurcation stent is placed
some of the intervention procedures, okay, for when the artery is clogged or whatever. So we have the fat is, just now you remember, is due to the calcium deposition, due to fat deposition and so on. So how do we cure, how do we go about it? So we can put, so this angioplasty and or the stent placement, yeah, so the balloon, okay. So this will help to improve the blood supply to the heart muscle. So I have another video there for the angioplasty and the stent placement. But just look, observe, you see, because when we do the modeling, look later that the artery, when they put in the catheter just now, the last picture when we extract the blood clot, so they put in something and the blood vessel get distended like that. So these are the things that we need to model, yeah, that we take into consideration when modeling. So a little bit more, some more videos.
Percutaneous coronary intervention, also known as coronary angioplasty,
This is angioplasty intervention. Okay, what
a small hollow tube called a catheter is inserted into an artery in the coronary arm and threaded to the affected artery.
So you see all these bifurcations. This is what we mean by bifurcations.
And past the site of fracture in the artery.
Arteries.
A second, smaller catheter is then inserted over the one and threaded to the same artery.
Right? So this we
When
can
it reaches
model
the
this
narrowed
by
area,
cosine
a
or
small
sine
balloon on its
function.
tip is inflated to reopen the artery and flatten the blockage into the artery wall.
Okay, so
While
it
at
makes
the same
the
time
artery
stretching the
bigger.
artery open to increase blood flow to the heart. Both catheters and the wire are then withdrawn. About 70 to 90%
this is called
coronary
stent.
angioplasty includes placement of a stent. a wire mesh tube that holds open weakened arteries. The stent may prevent re-narrowing after an artery is widened, and it stays in place.
So you see, the stent is quite close to the vessel. It's close to the vessel. So first we put the stent to make the blood flow goes, to make the blood vessel bigger and the blood can flow freely. Unfortunately, you saw the stent, it was very near to the blood vessel, to the wall of the blood vessel, and this could cause damage. It's called endothelial damage or something like that, and more problem occurs. So that's why now there's research on the material for stent. They should develop better materials for stent, because we don't want the stent to to break the endothelial lining, the wall of the blood vessels. Okay, so the stent is to be safe. Conventional bare metal stents, mostly used in clinical practice of bifurcation lesion. Okay, so this is our word today, bifurcation. Okay, so how stent is used to treat bifurcations. And what we do is when we insert this, we would like to see how the blood flow characteristics such as the flow velocity, the pressure, and so on is affected. Okay. I think this one has been, the stent placement is the same. I just checked. Just now we saw the angioplasty, and the stent placement we have seen this now. I think it's different. Okay. This is quite nice. All branch, the arteries are branched here. That is the blockage. Then you put the stent. That's the stenosis. Okay, tengok macam mana? See how it pushes, yes. It pushes the wall, the artery. So now that can flow. Okay.
Percutaneous coronary intervention, also known as coronary.
Okay, that's it. So, that was the problem. The second problem that the cardiologist posed to us. He said because when he put the stent, after a few years, 2 or 3 years later, the problem becomes worse. Yeah. So that's he posed us. How are you going to check on this? How should we place the stent, or what happens, especially at the nodal artery. So we have the artery, the branch, and then we have the branch, and we have many branches there. So we have parent artery and nodal arteries. Yeah. So this is what we did at the MISG 2014. In 2015, we did not consider any blood flow problem. So as I said, in 2016, we are going to look at oil and gas problem. So during the 5-day workshop, or maybe 3 days, because first day the industry came to us and presented the problem. Like just now, the doctor presented his problem, and then we tried to work during the 3 days. And on the 5th day, we presented our solution. So I'd like to share with you some of the things that we did at that time. So remember, it's only 3 days, so we very rough, very coarse, the mathematics were very, it's just some simple mathematics and some hopefully simple solutions that will give light to something. Yeah? So we started with our model, bifurcated artery. Then, so you have this tube, and we have this is called a T-junction. So it's not a good model, right? Because we see the artery just now, they're Y shape. This is a T shape, but this is easier. Maybe. So we started with this. And okay, so today at the workshop, I would be hopefully this is my main objective. I would like you to know. See, like you, a numerical analyst, you see, you only get these equations and you solve the equations. But I would like to tell you to describe, to explain to you how we come about this equation from the fundamental physical principles. Yeah, right from the conservation of mass, Newton's second law, and if we take into consideration heat transfer and so on, we have to consider the law of thermodynamics. So all these equations does not just come like that. So it comes from the fundamental physical principle, then physics. Okay? So we have the boundary conditions. Okay, so this boundary condition, so this is very mathematics. Okay, but it has physical interpretations. And so as I said, during 3 days we need some simple model and we need simple solutions. So everyone maybe could know how to solve the partial differential equations just now. So for this research in this area, we basic requirement would be calculus, vectors, differential equations, partial differential equations, and of course ordinary differential equations, and knowledge in for analytical solutions. It would be very nice if you could use Mathematica, Maple, yeah. But for the numerical, we use MATLAB. Yeah, we develop our codes using MATLAB. So these are the type of solutions we have. So it's quite straightforward, and the type of all these analytical solution. This is what we got. But this also within 3 days with many mathematicians, about 10 of us, trying to figure out what to do and so on. Yeah? And at the same time, this is just to check our answers with Saidina. It's our software. So that's the T-junction. We also did there at that time. Just some people work on the analytical solution. Some people try to model with softwares and so on. So this is what we get. Yeah. Okay. So we get we know about pressure along the tube and so on. And now we start thinking. Okay, now is maybe a slightly more real to the situation. You remember this is the artery just now, and this is the stenosis. Remember the yellow in the yellow picture. So this is our geometry of the stenosis. Okay, so see, but definitely we cannot solve this analytically. Analytical solutions can do so much, very simple geometry, and we have not found any analytical solutions for branch. They have not been reported. Yeah, analytical solutions for flow in branch channels. Yeah, branch tubes or channels, whatever. So this is our attempt. Okay, at that time, and some of so this is the equation for the artery, the stenos artery, R1, the R2. Yeah. Okay. And we try to solve it. So you can see that the equations now become more complicated if we want to for it to be more realistic. But again, as I said just now, all these equations, they come from the same physical principle. So this is the from conservation of mass, the continuous equation, and we have the momentum equations from Newton's second law. And these equations depend on the geometry that we consider. So in this case, if you see R, Z, T, so you know that T is of course with respect to time, and R and Z because of the tube, yeah, axisymmetric R and Z. Otherwise, it would be RZ theta. If RZ theta, we have another equation here for the momentum equation. And if we consider heat transfer, we have to have another equation. And if to be more realistic, because blood consists of all these red blood cells, blood platelets, okay, and so on, we have to consider the mass transfer as well. So we could have 4 instead of 2 here, 4 plus 1, 5. So this is very, very challenging. So this is what people in numerical analysis would help us. We need people who are not scared of computing. Okay, some students just cannot do. They're just so scared of looking at these things. But I know maybe for you, you are not scared of this, but you don't want to think of the physics with all the integrals and so on. Yeah. So we have to work to that. So I said we have to work together. And the stage is when we have this result, we need the computer scientist to make it into a package or real-time data that people can see. People don't want to see all these things. Yeah, they just want to put like if the pressure, this is the angiogram picture, so just click in, so you will get the pressure, you will get the wall shear stress and so on. So that's the next step. Yeah. So we have sort of at least 3 group of people to work to come to a solution. Yeah? Okay? So this is an example of the solution procedure for the finite difference method. We just use available method, that is the MAP method, but it has to be suited to our particular problem. So this MAP method is for is a staggered grid. The non-uniform grid, so memang quite susah but it's doable. Okay. Then we have the streamline results. So contoh ni kita bagi contoh. We have some examples here. So at the bifurcation, you can see this is the bifurcation. Jadi after that ni adalah decirculation sampai. So this is the one that we don't want to see because this will lead to further accumulation of stenosis and so on. Okay? So, as I said, I'm not going to explain this in detail. We just see what we do with the numerical method and we come up with this. Okay? Okay, now let us see the challenges. Like I said just now, the bifurcation lesions have always represented a major challenge. Yeah? See, this is what the doctor said. What was previously assessed should be reassessed for stenting bifurcation. Yeah, there's maybe the material of the stent, the positioning of the stent, and so on. Yeah, so this is what happened because the wall caused endothelial damage and caused more plaque and thrombus. Thrombus, the clot just now, okay, that can block our blood vessel. Okay? So this is what the doctor says. The effects of stent geometry, and bifurcation angle in a stented artery needs to be considered. So this is also from the doctor. These are the type of stenosis that is not available, but you see that they have found, that they have classified. So we have the type A, type B, until the type F. So this one is the stenosis at the main artery. So alhamdulillah, we have managed to solve this problem. The doctor gave this problem, this is difficult. This one we think is quite doable, but you see this is our next step. We have managed to solve this one, okay? And this one we have, but this one is doable. See the difficulty maybe here, okay? Some like that, yes, is a parrot. Ini ada and ada dekat sini. So this, I think this is a very challenging here because there will be similarity here and so on. Dan ini should be, ini tak ada masalah. By default should be okay. And this one and this one should be okay. This one also not. This one and this one sama. This is the difficult one. Then you kalau presenting like this, for example, that's the type D just now. Like this, here, here, here. So we put the stand positioning, and then we have this. Okay, we put the stand back. Inilah dia bifurcation. Serupa macam tadi lah. How do we put the standing and so on. My colleagues and biomedical engineering, they also do a similar problem, but they try to develop to know what is material for the stand and also the positioning of the stand. Dia guna software lah. So this is example. Okay. This is also we did it during our workshop, but you can see, so this one is the floor that is a stenosis without stand, and we put the stand, so you can see how we model it, because we assume, we consider that if we put the stand, the artery becomes bigger. Okay, you nampak tak sakit orang at that time you just buat je nak cepat kan? Can you see the apa salahnya di sini? Can you see? This is the stenosis and sini yang tinggi. Kita modelkan macam ni arteri dia. Masa tu tak perasan. Baru ni nak buat presentation dia baru perasan. So baru tengok balik, oh, this one. What did we do? What did we do wrong? Dia punya stand tu kita letak kat sini, kan? Yes, before the stenosis. So we don't cannot do anything, right? We should put the stenosis here, kan? Anyway, we just want to see if we put stand, what happened to the flow. Maybe that's what we were thinking at that time. When we put the stand, so this stenosis and put the stand, what happened? So we did that during the 3 days, and this is that's the equation. Okay, so this is I presented in a different way. So this is the most general equation that comes up from the conservation of mass, from the physical principle. And this is in vector form. I saja tunjuk kat you. So this is vector form. And from this vector form, we can have Cartesian coordinate. Kalau channel, we can change it to, we have to change it to, like for example, this one cylindrical coordinate, and also kalau we have, sphere, spherical coordinate, and so on. Of course, for blood vessels, we consider the cylindrical coordinate, and usually the axis metric or the arc sequence, whatever. So this one is the momentum equation that I was telling you, and this thing is a tensor notation. So again, to derive this equation, we must be very good at mathematics. So actually, to tell you the truth, I like to have my students from pure mathematics. The one that on analysis, the one that loves analysis. Okay, because they are not scared to look at this mathematics. Dia tentu. Kalau yang ni applied math, rasanya yang biasa-biasa tu dia takut tengok. So kalau I perasan orang, I realise that students with good and good background in mathematical analysis can do this thing, and they can learn numerical. Because numerical, you have the stability, the convergence, everything they can understand quite easily. So that's what I'm saying is for for this to do this research in this area, you don't need to know applied maths or whatever. That can be studied, that can be learned. Yeah, it's what you have in you. You know, if you, I said just now, I see my slide computing, and if you are good at analysis, you're okay, fine. These are the type of people that can survive in this area, to do research in this area. So nanti we are going to do this, and we have to see, this is intensive notation, so it should be vector form, sama lah, just instead of writing in vector form, I write in tensor notation. So this sigma ij is called the stress tensor, and this rho fi is the body force term. Body force term, ini the surface forces. So this one, for this one, yang describe whether blood is Newtonian or like air, like water ke, or is non-Newtonian like plus star ke apa. So how do you describe blood? Yeah, so it's all with this mathematics ni macam-macam. The sigma ij has many equations, and there's a group of, how do we get these equations, the sigma ij? There are a group of scientists that only the one that I know in Cambridge, Professor start with H, I forgot his name, from them, Hinch, I think from them. Yeah. So Prof Hinch and his group work on trying to carry out experiments. You see, like when he looks at plastics, whatever, they come up with suitable equations to describe the fluids. Yeah, so the sigma ij. So that's where it comes. Kita letak kat sini lah. Kalau kita blood flow tu, kita katalah micropolar fluid lah, gases, macam-macam fluid lah. So they just don't come like that. They carry out experiments and so on. Jadi orang fizik pula lah kot kat sini. So and then rho fi, the body force ni yang kita tengok for the magnetic forces ke, gravitational forces like the the vessel incline, sengit, tak tegak, tak horizontal, yeah. So they come here. Okay. Then this again the momentum equations, and I said the boundary conditions. And tadi, so remember I said that thing just now, dia besar kat sini, and that's why I said our result was wrong lah, sebab of course after the stenosis dia masih ada recirculation, because should be, if you put the stent, the flow would be okay. They shouldn't be all these things anymore. Yeah. And then we have this again. Then we say if the stent is put near to the wall, so this should come into consideration. What is this? This is fluid structure interaction. This is a very new, this is a very challenging area. In numerical, it's very difficult. We are still doing this as with Oxford's help, of course, but it's still very difficult. We just manage only with 1D. Yeah? Just now remember we have gone until 2D, the cylindrical coordinate, but with the FSI, we only manage with 1D equation. Yeah? So you nampak now there's X, only X, one dimensional, not even X and Y. Yeah? And we have to use the tried finite element here. Okay? So this is that's the stand there. Okay. Tried parent, mother, daughter. So mother artery, daughter artery, where we put the stand, and so on. Okay. So that's a momentum equation. What's this A? This is for area changes. Okay, change in area. So in the continuity equation, the conservation of mass, A has to be taken into consideration. And this is where I say when it comes to all these finite element analysis and so on, all these, I say that's why I want students with mathematical analysis background. They are not scared looking at this kinds of math. So that's an example of what we have. And these things, so this is what we did during the 3 days. And at last we come up, we only just recently come up with something, you know, we tried to come up dengan ni yang kita baru buat betul-betul lah. Maknanya after ni dah nearly 2 years baru dapat come up with this. Yeah, simple paper, kita so we have the take into consideration the FSI and so on. So maknanya during the MISG we only have some, we only propose very rough solution, rough way forward, yeah, the very kata orang simple ke apa, very rough lah. So after that we come back, this is what we come up, buat betul-betul, tengok, study, and usually we find ni lah many new mathematics there, that's the new mathematical problems, yeah, macam ni. So we find out that they are called, what you call this, spurious oscillation. So mathematically, how do we get this smoothed out? So for numerical analysis, we can have this SUBG, Petrov, Galeckin, or whatever. Okay, so this is where you can come into play, into you know, your area, this part. Okay, so just now is the starting from the real problem, go to the modeling, and now is your real area, numerical analysis, testing the convergence and so on. Okay, so from the oscillation, we try to check the analytical solution, right? And until yes, we try to solve that problem. Okay, so after 2 years. 1B. So we have many more things to say. Remember, see, the oscillation has been smoothened. Okay? So I'm very sure this is what you all do for numerical analysis. Okay. So then the moving domain problem. The moving domain problem, if you see the continuity equation is the same. Okay. The momentum equation now we have this. Is before this we have just u dot del u, but now due to the moving domain we have this. Okay, so this is the challenge. A challenge also because the momentum equation is now different from the previous one, so we have to solve this equation. We also have managed a little bit. Why we look at this equation? You see, because here we model it first like that, but what we are going to see, we see later. So this is one example of the when we put the stent. So the artery becomes distended here. Okay. This one is we how to say not to say accidentally, but we just solved this problem for the PCA. This could be a good start to model that arterial bifurcation, where this is the stenosis at the mother artery. This is number 1. Okay, the type A. So we could shoot now. Next one is we put the artery here, and in fact, a student has also done that with, but he considered airflow in the trachea. Trachea also branch kan. So trachea is easier because it's rigid. So macam pipe so rigid. Blood vessels more difficult because it's elastic and it's pumping lah apa ya semua. Jadi that if we take all the considerations, our maths becomes more complex and our models become more complex, and definitely the solutions becomes more complicated to do. Okay, that is the FSI model. We started this and we still haven't managed to solve this one because this is what we are trying to do now. So it's very difficult because we have the fluid domain, we have to solve the fluid domain, kemudian then we have to solve the solid, and the difficult thing is the interface between solid and liquid. The blood vessel dengan fluid. If we have to sebelum ni, before this we don't consider those states. You see, when we put the stent, the solid comes into play. Yeah, the solid fluid interaction must be considered. So this is our a challenge for this one, because the if we do implicit method, numerical implicit method, it becomes very massive one. By the way, when we did our straight channel problem, with finite element, it takes my student said 73 hours. I don't know how he counted. So how did he count? He said from the seconds, you know. So 73 hours, not 72 plus 1 means, I said 72 means 3 days. So it's about that length. So another way that we can approach this problem is through parallel computing. Yeah? So this is another way. Yeah? So that's it. Okay, so challenge here. Okay, the inlet section, the outlet section, and mind you, this is only in Cartesian coordinate, not yet in cylindrical coordinates. Yeah? To be more realistic, this should be in cylindrical coordinates. So it's a very difficult task for us, and we invite you, you're most welcome to study this problem together. So to end, we look at one more video. Okay?
The simplicity by which the AES bifurcation can be played demonstrated in this animation. The device consists of an independently movable dual catheter system. The system is advanced over the monorail daughter catheter. Through the over-the-wire lumen of the mother catheter, the second vessel is wired before entering the porter. The system is then advanced to the carina. The bifurcation stent and aperture are aligned with the side branch by pulling back the daughter catheter to align the two proximal markers.
And the daughter artery. So that's a stent.
Proximal segment of the mother stent then is joined first with inflation of the daughter. Note perfect alignment of the stent and coverage of the ostium of the side branch.
Perfect alignment. So how do you want to place the stent properly?
The mother balloon is then inflated to fully expand the mother stent.
So this becomes like
this, followed by the balloon inflation, finalizing the deployment. The two balloons are sized based on the two daughter vessels or Mary's law, thus updating the need for additional balloons.
That's how they do it. So thank you.